Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? We have a very good match for you. I'm Jaggy and I'm joined by Sal.
Hello.
So we got Vellichor versus WollywogZ in the losers bracket of MKPS weekend tournament number 4, upper bracket. So I'd say these teams are both evenly matched in terms of skill level. Both teams have solid runners in their own sense. And both teams usually, when they play against other teams of their caliber, they usually keep it fairly close, actually. Vellichor, I remember in MKPS weekend tournament number 2, they played KG in the losers finals. And they kept it very close throughout, but KG in the last 2 races or so ended up pulling it out. I remember in a WGM race where VC called the shock to cancel a blue and KG predicted it and dodged up, but I digress a little bit on that one. My point is both teams usually keep it very close, and I expect this to be a very entertaining match. And for WZ, last time they were casted, they played KG in another close affair. But yeah, let's get right into the lineups, actually. So for Vellichor, Killua, Nico, Neo, Sane, and Sammy. And for WZ, Jack, Casbrinos, Quinn, TK, and Skyleaf. Right off the bat, I want to mention Killua for Vellichor. Former WZ player, now turned Vellichor player. He knows WollywogZ very well, so I would assume that he's going to provide some of that intel to Vellichor, as well as some good running power too. I'd say Sane is going to be Vellichor's main runner. Killua probably their secondary, although he can play any role. Same with Neo. Neo's also very good with comms as well. But I'd say Vellichor are looking pretty balanced right now, especially with a solid bagger in Sammy, who I think has the edge over Skyleaf.
I'm wondering how Nico is gonna do in this war, because Orna was playing in the last war, so Nico is just subbed in their main lineup for.
Although
match.
Nico has proved to be a very good super sub as of late.
He is, yeah.
As mentioned before in the KG match, Vellichor kept it close in that one. Nico subbed in for Sane, but he held his own and actually scored pretty well that war. So Nico's that sort of wild card, but he is decent. But we'll see how he does here subbing in yet again. And then as for WZ, as mentioned before, I know they're mainly a Mogi team, but they still have very good chem together. Don't let that fool you. They play together very well. They coordinate shocks very well. Usually, we're going to cast Casper, actually. Usually Casper is either in the front, top 2 running, or he's in the back grabbing dodges and either dodging up to the front or predicting the other team's shocks. And that's where the Mogi prowess comes into play. WZ are very good at predicting shocks. So even though Sammy does have the edge over Skyleaf here, I'd say that WollywogZ are going to play around the shock very well, and it's going to make for interesting races, I'd say, even if Vellichor may get the upper hand in the shocks.
Yeah, WZ's lineup, that's as good as it gets. Maybe not in terms of individuals. Maybe they would have had Patch instead of maybe Quinn or Jack, but at the same time, like, chemistry and communication is more important. Patch should be a Japanese player, you know. That's
right. And in a match
viable.
like this,
you can't really experiment. Patrick hasn't been in WZ for very long. I doubt he's with them many times, so you can't really experiment.
Yeah, Killua was their 4th runner back in the day before he switched to Vellichor. But Jack is not too far off, I'd say. I think Jack is actually Killua's brother. I just found that out today. But yeah, I think he's going to still be a solid piece for them. He's been in WZ for quite a bit, right?
Yeah. Huge member, I think.
It's going to be a good match, I'd say.
Yeah. VC, I don't know if that is the best lineup. I don't know. I feel like they're missing Ken.
Well, yeah, Ken. I think Ken over Nico would probably be their strongest asset. But Nico, again, as I said before, super sub. He usually does well whenever he gets the call. So let's see if he can do the same this time around, and let's see how many in room. Only 7, so we still have a little bit of time to talk about any other intangibles.
Yeah, about bagging, like, I don't know. I was watching, like, Sammy was was streaming while bagging last one, and it's actually like better than I thought.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, like I knew it was really good, but like you expect baggers to be like the difference in skill between baggers more like to know when you have to hit an item and when not to. Usually with strats at D1 level, every bagger is gonna know how to do every strat and like boxes timings and all of that. But Sammy, I don't know, it looked like it was like consistent with strats that I've never even considered taking at times, like B64 stairs non-stop. I don't know, I that actually kind of surprised me. I really see him getting a lot of shocks this one, maybe close to double digit.
Right. He's good at adjusting to what the other bagger decides to do. Like if the other bagger decides to go, like let's say it's Peach Gardens or something, they decide to hit a box early, like at 18 seconds or 19 seconds instead of going around. He will hit a box and then he'll, like if he pulls a golden, he'll wait until the right time to use it. Like he'll golden up and take the flower bed cut or whatever. In GV, he tends to go early. He's the one that goes early and gets a knife place box rather than trying to get the shock early, or should I say, rather than taking the strat early. He tries to get a knife place box to get an item for the strat, but if he doesn't get it, then he'll try to get the shock in 10th as the other bagger's going for the cut. So he tends to work around what the other bagger does quite a bit, and I think he's very experienced in that. In terms of Skyleaf, though, I haven't seen him bag. I know he's bagged for a few months now, not too long, but I think he's improved as of late. But I still think Sammy has the edge here in terms of experience. And
yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've ever played against him or seen him play bagging. He usually plays when it's too late for me, so like, I don't really have much info about him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, if he's playing there, he must be good.
Yeah, I mean he's been WZ's main bagger for a bit now, so you still expect some quality from him. I don't think he's gonna be like a shit bagger or anything like that. I think he's gonna get a few shocks at the very least, but we'll see. Room's gonna start up right now, and yeah, here we go. Vellichor versus WollywogZ going into race 1. I'm interested to see which tracks they actually pick, because it is going to be alternating spots.
It's probably going to be like classic Maple for 130 and for 2-4. Oh, there's many tracks you can pick for 2-4. You can pick B64, you can pick CM, you can pick Shutland, you can pick even like TF might work, I don't know.
I'm interested to see what WollywogZ is going to pick, because MT usually is the staple track pick if you're occupying 1-3, third can hop in the cut, but they opt to pick DDR. And did you actually catch who's hosting this?
WZ must be hosting this.
Yeah. I was talking about individually, because if they pick DDR, then
it's Casper. It's definitely Casper.
Yeah. Casper, from what I've seen, is actually pretty consistent in DDR, so they're going to put the trust in Casper a little bit to run effectively in first, take the sand hop, backspam possibly if third fails sand hop, maybe backspam right after on the bridge section. But Koopa Cape does come out here. And Sammy, from what I saw against Metro Wipeout, Roy actually went to Spade Strat early, but went to drop a star, and instead of going all the way back, Sammy actually was with him, trying to keep him under pressure just in case he pulled shock, tried to star him, and whatnot. So we'll see what happens here in terms of the bagging battle. And we'll see what happens.
There is where to see Killer playing against WZ. I see Killer and Ashima, top 2 WZ. Oh, wait, never mind.
So right away, we do see Nico pulling triple shrooms in, I believe, a mid spot, and was able to take both cuts. So he's going to be a little too far away from Casper to try to snipe. So he opts to back that fib, actually wide on the waterfall.
I really hope that people called out that fib is still there, because Casper's Funky didn't cheer. Unless somebody went into that in a star or a mega, that fib is still there. Oh yeah, you can see it. You can see it's still there.
He's caught up to Nico a little bit. It'll be interesting to see if he goes for a snipe here. Goes for it late, doesn't connect.
Shroom in second, but Nico takes Shroom, so that kind of cancels out.
Yeah.
I guess this card is a little better though, I think. I'm pretty sure it is.
It depends though. If you take it properly, it saves a little more time than the grass cut, but there's room
you
for
need
error,
to like not get a hole.
Yeah. Looks to me like, yeah, Casper overall is catching up to Nico inch by inch. So it'll be interesting to see how well Nico can fend him off as soon as Casper can get up to his tail.
Casper, until through that 90, he had one more item, so yeah, I guess that sniper attempt is definitely justified. But seems to be abandoned.
In terms of the bagging battle, it looks like Sammy's actually chasing, I think. Actually, no. Neither bagger has a shot.
No, they're both still sitting, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, interesting idea. He throws the red and then takes Shroomba with the green, but he doesn't have protection, so maybe Nico could go for one of the moving boxes. Actually, Casper takes it, so he'll have protection. Good back spam. Top 2 for WZ going into this turn here.
The guy in second could back spam on the waterfall side, so there's 2 items. Somebody at the fib, okay.
Both baggers, neither bagger has a shock. I think Skyleaf starred Sammy there, but a shockless race is going to favor WZ here. Unless there's maybe a POW from the side of VC. Yeah, it's still going to be a good race for WZ.
Top 2 for top 3, I didn't see if TK actually passed Nico on the line.
It was top, yeah, I wasn't sure either about that, but top 2 regardless for WZ.
It's probably just a top 2 for, I don't think he passed him.
Yeah, it was good work from Casper to catch up slowly to Nico there, inch by inch, and then taking the Shroomba. Was able to.
Lucky. I'm lucky for Nico. I'm lucky for Nico could get a green and send Casper 2 shells. That really changed the race. You know, sometimes you don't really care about what item you get in first as long as you get. Oh, never mind. Ticket to get first. But yeah, I was saying usually in first, if you get a 9 or a green, you don't like borrow too much. It doesn't matter that much. But yeah, it definitely did.
Good race for WZ to start, and I think if you're starting in top 3, the best option is BCW. Like, there are certain top spots that, like, if you're occupying top 2-4, you can go TF, obviously, but if you're starting in maybe top 2 and like 5-6, you can go with a sandwich track like DDR or KC, or you could pick MH, but top 3 is a prominent BCW track because the top 3 can take all the boxes in the very first ramp, and it'll be hard for the other team to spam items to get up there.
It's even better that they're pretty much nearly all of them are Americans in this room because sometimes if there's a lot of lag between players, maybe top 3 gets all the boxes on their screen, but maybe like the guy in 5th gets the box in the middle. Sometimes that can happen. But since they're all American, there shouldn't be that type of lag. Well, except for Nico, but I don't know.
And BCW does come out here.
I don't know if anybody can take glitch consistently. I don't know if it's worth blocking it.
I think Casper, with Funky, I don't know if he does it consistently. I know he does with Daisy, though.
Because, like, if any of these people can take glitch, I think it's probably just with a star. So if it is with a star, then...
Opts to back that fib right away. I think he coordinated that early on. He said if he pulled a fib, he was going to back it right away in WZ.
It was probably just backing anything he got, honestly. That's usually what you do in this track. As long as you get the full start and no lag start.
Yeah, with WZ top 3 though, it was a little iffy, but I would assume he coordinated that early on.
Yeah, just everyone keeps his line and just back instantly, so like it takes almost the entire road.
And Sammy fell off. I think he failed the strat there. He's actually really consistent with that, so it was a little bit of a rare mistake there coming out from Sammy. So WZ slated to get the shock here most likely unless Sammy maybe chains this set and Skyleaf doesn't pull it here and opts to keep going backward.
Pretty sure there must have been a VC POW end of lap 1, but doesn't seem like WZ got killed too much better. I'm pretty sure they're still top 3. That's a deadly POW spot. I'm surprised.
Casper opting not to block the glitch here. Maybe
I don't know if he's trying to get Shroom Glitch. He's definitely trying to get Shroom Glitch, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the case. I don't see why he would keep spamming his items, yeah. It's a good idea in this track if your team are occupying all the spots behind you, just keep spamming your items, because eventually the game is going to give you a Shroom. I don't know the science behind that, but yeah, a Shroom would be important to dodge the blue to keep frontal presence here.
Your 16th box is a Shroom.
Okay.
And then after that one, you... get a Shroom every other box.
You don't want to spam a green here though, because you might incidentally hit your teammate. And then you just throw it away right here. Blue comes though, so
yeah, it looks like no time. Yeah. Still worth to try.
Unlucky TC.
Sim is still top 2, and that blue was bound to happen.
Yeah. Glitch is still blocked though, so I'd assume that one of WZ blocked at lap 2 with a fib. Sane, I think
I think Sane and Nico both dying. WZ shock as well. I think. No, wait, maybe not. Maybe predicted it. Maybe they were trying to TS.
Yeah, it was on the TS ramp around that section, so I think that was the case there. Because if they wanted to shock, if they had the shock, they would have shocked later and waited until they passed. But I mean, it could still be a WZ shock. I know they were winning the bagging battle, but solid start from WZ. They were able to run that effectively.
That's more than solid. 40 points lead after 2 races.
Indeed. This is going to test the resilience and the resolve from VC. Usually when VC go down, they're able to pull it back. They're not one to lie down. Of course, any top team is like that, but we'll see. We'll see. WZ, I would expect them. What they got? Top 3 or top 2 4?
It was top 3.
Top 3. All right.
Top 3 8, I believe.
Maybe MH here. Take the tightest boxes and leave maybe the widest box open, so that 4th is either going to have to go tight to try to break the top spots, maybe get a draft or something like that. Yeah, they do opt to go MH.
If it is MH, I think like the guy in 3rd must really sacrifice himself and take like all the boxes. Like the guy in 2nd gets both the boxes in the middle, and then the guy in 3rd gets the wide box and then also one of the boxes on the wall. But there's also lag, so I don't know if I really agree with the track pick.
3rd could maybe swerve to bump 4-5, but that may be a little bit risky because he may lose a spot.
I don't know. It's kind of hard in top 3 in this track.
Casper opting to go for an 8th place box, which is smart. If your team is occupying top spots in a running track, usually you want to have one player try to get the dodge to prevent the other team from potentially catching back up. Because if you're occupying top spots, you're going to dictate the pace. So I think that's a good idea. But Casper pulls a gold and gets back up early. It's going to probably red Kilo up here. No, he pulled his red for a little bit longer.
Looks like the track pick kind of worked so far, but I think it's just that VC didn't get the best of the items. None of them streaming up.
Yeah, Neo and Kilo were able to shroom up, but I still think it's going to be... Actually, I'm not sure who's first. Oh, it's Jack in first. It's a good snipe.
Oh, that's a good snipe. Oh, what? There's a star.
I think it was from the... Yeah, he sniped the bagger too. That's what happened.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But... Oh, Quinn hits the car.
No, yeah, Sane must have lagged it on the screen. Sane must have lagged the bomb car on Quinn's screen.
Yeah. Bomb cars can be really annoying at times with this track, especially.
He's actually going to keep 3rd after getting TC'd. Wow.
Huge break for Jack here. If you're Jack,
Sane is actually not that far away. Sane is not that far.
Not that far from 4th. If you're Jack here, I could say you can backspam. You have a little bit of separation from 2nd in this case. Maybe try.
Yeah, even green. It's definitely not a risk, backspamming.
Yeah, especially if Casper pulls a red, he could potentially combo red on the boost panel section. We'll see. In terms of the bagging battle, I think... Well, Skyleap's running away right now.
I don't think Jack's losing first, even with the blue, because Puck is so spread that it can definitely slow down in time.
Shocks don't really help too much in this section. Well, they're gonna anyway. They may cancel blue here, actually.
Yeah, because that's actually after the boost. No, I think he crosses. Yeah, he crosses.
Oh, and another good race here.
1, 3, 4, 5. Holy okay.
Very good race for WZ. Taking control early on.
This is not looking like the close one we were hoping for.
Keep in mind, guys, I actually forgot to mention, this is going to be a 12-race war. Early on in the tournament, in the group stage, and
group stage was 12.
Group stage was 12. In the playoffs, for the first few rounds, aside from winners semis and winners finals, and losers semis and finals also, 8 races for all the matches except for these last few matches in the playoffs. So this is 12 races. So VC still have some time to bring something back here, but they're sort of in a dire situation right now going into race 4. Do you think they're doing anything wrong, or do you think WZ are just playing really well?
I honestly don't know. I feel like the items are definitely not the best, and against a team like the items they're getting are definitely not like the best, considering like that WZ is getting a lot of track picks and WZ is also really good. So
Right.
when you're the underdog, because we can probably say that VC is technically weaker than WZ, you need to get some items to
One, three,
break the top
four here.
spots.
Usually, if you start off in second when the other team is occupying top spots, you can break the top spots. That's sort of the wild card position. It all depends on second what he does. Obviously, we can't see what's up in the front right now, but we'll pay attention just a second. Casper will probably get up there and see what the spots are looking like right now.
So yeah, again, another really important track pick for WZ. They got all the really good track picks. The only track pick that VC got is with mixed spots that is kind of like anything can work.
Insane.
Instead, like WZ got BC weak top 3.
Yeah, Saint got backspammed. I think it was either like a green or a bomb or something like that. But VC are pretty much, for the most part, in the bottom spots. And if you're Sammy here, you're going to have to start risking boxes. And that could allow for maybe Skyleaf to snag another box after he maybe pulls Bill or something. But the bagging in this track is really sketchy at times. It's kind of iffy because it's basically 50-50, and sometimes you pull a Bill, you have to go all the way back, and that allows for the other person to get shocked. But
I think VC might be in first because
good evasion from that back green, but shock comes in anyway, so it didn't matter.
I think VC was in first before shock because Casper it looked like he was trying to chain boxes to get a blue.
Yeah, that is the case.
So they must be in top 2-4 right now.
And this is an iffy situation for Casper because you have a Mega here, and you need to catch up. But you have WZ all around you, so you may potentially. Okay, now he has clearance to maybe use a Mega to catch up a little bit, but he opts to still hold it, maybe for a last second shot.
Really even
that, I still think it's risky. I think he should have just maybe chained a Mega. Try to maybe chain a Mega into a blue, because that could change something. You got to bank on changing something rather than holding your dodge and hoping for the best.
Yeah, I feel like maybe chaining was the best thing to do there, to try and get a blue or POW. Wow, okay, yeah. Finally a shock that was well executed.
For the most part, good GP from WZ, and actually Skyleaf doing a good job bagging too, so... we'll see how well WZ can keep this up, even though they did suffer a blow in that last race. That could be a momentum changer, but momentum sometimes is a thing in Mario Kart, especially with mentality. Mentality can play a huge factor in this game, but with top teams, I don't think either team is going to be tilted after GP1. So
no, definitely not. Especially these teams. Definitely not tilting.
Right, and I think individually on either side, I don't think you have a player that notably gets tilted or mentally or is mentally or gets mentally out of it easily. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah, I don't think you're going to see that in this early on. So DDR comes out again from WZ. Casper occupying first again, like I mentioned before, very consistent in this track. They're going to bank on him to run for the most part. GV, though, coming out from VC, that is a staple track pick. Usually when they come out with that, Sammy gets the shock and they usually win out. So let's see what happens here. Sammy, usually, like I said before, usually opts to go early. He goes past the box early at like 28, 29 seconds, and then tries to get a box in 9th to take the strat. And if he doesn't get a box, he waits until the other bagger takes the strat and gets a box in 10th. So we'll
You're actually getting ahead. Wow. Okay.
Outlining.
It's actually underrated to run this track. You know, it can work. Oh, but
it can be. It depends on your team's spots going into it.
And it depends on how many people actually take rock.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe when level is so high, maybe not.
VC 2, 3, 4, but I don't know if any of them have shrooms. Actually, no. Both Kilo and Sane ended up.
Yeah. Well, that's an amazing pull.
And they both made it. Interesting. Yeah, Killua had triple red, but then pulled shrooms in like 3rd or 4th there. And Sane, I think, got like a 3rd or 4th place shroom as well. TK broke away too, taking the strat though, so it's gonna be an even trade-off, 1-4 for WZ.
Does TK have more shrooms is the question, or Killua?
And Sammy
definitely does.
Actually. He's running away.
I think they all have more shrooms. Do they all have more shrooms? No, never mind.
No, they both.
Yeah, Sam. Yeah, okay.
Does, yeah.
He missed it? Wow.
Missed it, yeah. 1-3 for WZ, but Sammy, I think has the shot. No, he fell off actually. He was running forward initially. Actually, no, he's just sitting
Did he
there.
fall off? No,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
he
he
didn't
didn't fall off. He got shocked. So if you're VC in this case,
they're too far behind though.
if you're VC in this case, just dodge Killua. If he pulls a shroom, I don't think he has one right now, but you
If he
could
does,
potentially
that's
press
huge. But
Casper here, because if you wait too long, it's gonna be a top 2 for WZ.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, shock does come there.
No, yeah, that's a top 2 WZ no matter what. Oh, triple heads in third. Never mind.
But it was still a VC shock to try to change something though, because if he waited too long, it would have been top 2 gone anyway, or 1-3 for WZ anyway.
Shroom, yeah.
But
yeah, nothing they could have done about that top 2, no.
Yeah, the shock was mainly to try to change something around, but it was too late in the end because WZ were already broken away, and that was a crucial rock miss from Sane lap 2.
Yeah, if he made that would have been a completely different story.
Yeah, and
yeah, actually thinking about it, they might have even won the race if Sane didn't miss that. That's
yeah. If Sane didn't miss the rock, I would assume. Well, Sane I think maybe had 1 or 2 shrooms. Assuming he had 1 shroom, they probably would have dodged Sane, like Indiv dodged him, and then dodged outside in stars and whatnot.
Yeah, they would have TS Casper and Kart as well.
Yeah. So top 2 for WZ. It's only a +3 though. I thought it might have been.
Yeah, it was good damage control. They were aware that there was nothing they could have done about that top 2 the WZ was getting, so they were more focused on getting like that 4, 5, 6. Even though when Killer got triple reds, they were kind of hopeful for it, maybe taking Casper out a second, but he got triple nanas to block them. So yeah, that triple reds instead didn't end up being that lucky in the end.
Okay. Yeah, so top, you got sandwich spots for the most part here for WZ, and I think, yeah, they did pick DDR from the gun, starting in race 1 and race 5 in the alternating spots, but I think this is a little bit better of a position for them to pick DDR, because they're occupying top 2. Top 2 can both take sand hop, and bottom 2 spots can get goldens and stars to catch back up, or if they pull a star, they could maybe hold it for shock. So WZ, in the driver's seat for the most part in the beginning of this track, but let's just see how well they can maintain that.
The beginning is going to change a lot.
For sure.
Yeah, they'll make it. No. Yeah, I like this stream spot. I do it all the time. It's great.
Yeah, it's not too commonly seen in the game, but it can be good to chain into a box and get protection. But TK behind him anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Almost hits the sand actually. But
yeah, he didn't get the Willy right out here.
Yeah.
Don't know what
very even here. Semi winning out.
He actually you remember the green you threw away? He random green somebody that was about to take Ultra.
Ooh, okay.
Don't know what that was, but yeah, that's what I was wondering. What is he throwing that away for? I don't think that's a consistent bounce.
And it looks to me like Sammy pulled the shock. Both baggers were neck and neck, so I don't know if it was in 10th or 9th. It was really even, but Sammy's now running away with the shock here.
Yeah.
Blue coming out. It's still top 3
for
top
WZ. 3. I was going to say, finally some blues for VC, but at the same time...
If I were VC, I wouldn't shock here. The pack's still tight. It's a little... They still do anyway. Nobody dodges, I don't think, from WZ.
I think this is worth it. Exactly because it started, they're going to be gone if they dodge the right items. But it looks like they only dodged in the bill. So maybe it was not the play. Then if it was only the bill, it was awful. Because Bill dropped in an awful spot because he used it in a bond spot.
I was going to say, since the pack was tight, they could have maybe still opted to go for the Ultra and get up to top spots regardless, but they opted to shock there in the boxes.
No, yeah, if they only dodged... Oh, the blue split!
Oh, this could change it around. A little unfortunate there for WZ. 2-3. Casper doesn't have any boxes here. He could maybe back a fib on the landing here.
Oh, another shock. That must be WZ, though. That must be WZ.
Yeah, it was. We'll see who comes up on. Can't connect.
Yeah, to get top 3. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was just the build, then that was definitely not the play. Using the shock there. Yeah, that was definitely not a good shock.
Because yeah, the pack's tight. And if they just had the bill, they could have still pulled the shrooms to take Ultra and get back up there, establish some frontal presence before shocking. I get it. You don't have dodges in that case, but the pack was still tight there, and also using the shock there allows for a possibility for a second shock. Because Sammy was in ninth. He ran away in ninth, and it gave Skyleaf a chance to get another shock in 10th there.
Yeah, maybe that was definitely not the play that with a shock. We saw them doing it on TF, but it was much different. They dodged in 2 stars and they chained to like 6 and 7 place boxes. So that one was different. And then on TF, there's no ultra and none of that. So, and they weren't holding Bill, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean it's easy for us to say sitting on our chairs and whatnot, but
I don't know. I feel like even when playing, you probably realize that was not the shock. Even when playing,
top level team like VC, I guess you would come to expect high IQ plays there. Not knocking them or anything, but
maybe they just got unlucky chains when getting shot.
Possibly, yeah, they could have maybe put a looper and yeah, that could have happened too. But in terms of the actual play, I think they could have held it maybe until second set, third set after they all take ultra potentially. But DKS comes out here, another track pick for WZ. They've had the lion's share of track picks so far, and they were able to, for the most part, keep their top spots whenever they do have their track picks.
They're getting really important ones as well. I don't know about this one for top 3, but again, BCW was picked, and also Moonview. So then at this point, top 3 is anything.
Yeah, this is one of their signature track picks, so they usually come out with this whenever they occupy top spots after, like, let's say BCW or TF is already chalked off. That red was sketchy, though. I thought it might hit.
What? Somebody behind him actually got red by that.
Yeah, I was going for Neo. No, it was targeting someone else, but then the red like lagged forward. And Jack looks to me like he was shrooming up and bumped Casper slightly, but not too much of a bump there.
Don't know what happened to Neo. It wasn't first.
Yeah, but
at the same time he's in 4th now. It was definitely not getting passed by the guy in 4th taking double.
Right. So I guess the red was targeting him, but he went for single to try to break that red. But then the red hits.
What happened to Jack? Okay, Jack is lagging again. Yeah, I don't understand what's going on now.
It'll be interesting to see if they go for double. It's going to be a little bit of a bump fest.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's good work.
I think he's just making this. He needs to throw this away.
Yeah, it was good work from Casper to avoid a potential bump, but then gets past a TC on the way down from someone taking single. A little unfortunate there.
Looking at Baggers, Sami has not been able to take.
Same using the build, predicting the shock in the cannon, but it doesn't come. So that's a good sign that maybe Skyleaf has it here. Or either that or it's shockless.
Looks shockless to me. Skyleaf is still like going back and forth.
Oh, that's a really good red break. I don't know how that broke.
Doesn't look like anybody's got it, which is weird because Skyleaf has been getting a lot of attention.
It's going to favor VC if anything, but Quinn and Casper both make the double, and I don't think VC went for it.
None of them went for it. Sane also didn't. VC was also holding blue. Honestly, the guy holding blue, it was probably worth it to try and go for double. I don't know.
And I'm trying.
When you're down this much, you kind of need to go for it.
Yeah, you have to take the risk there. I mean, there were still 6 races left going into this race, but yeah, I think they needed to change something there. They needed to do that to maybe change something around. And at this level, you would expect players to go for strategies like that. It should be
as well. Yeah, nothing's going their way.
Indeed.
Yeah, there is going to be a reset.
This may not be too much of a talking point, but I actually am curious to see who made the backward strat, because I think Skyleaf was back there.
Yeah, Skyleaf did. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, he made the backward strat early on, but he wasn't able to pull shock. Unlucky for him, because they could have maybe shocked in the cannon. Obviously, it is an obvious shock. It would have dodged Zane in the bill there, but it would have gotten them up to top spots going into lap 3 and taking the double. But yeah, so far WZ doing a very good job of keeping their top spots whenever they start in top spots. Like they get their track picks as well. They got BCW, MH, DKS, but yeah, VC not playing poorly in the running department, but a couple of times they make plays like the shock and DDR. It was a little bit. It was an early shock, even though the pack was still very tight, and they didn't have any other dodges beside a Bill. And then, of course, lap 3, DKS not taking the double, allowing WZ to get up there. So, yeah, it's a bit more lopsided than I thought it'd be. So let's talk about the implications for this match, actually. The winner of this will move on to the winners' finals against Metro Wipeout.
No, it's actually grand finals.
Grand finals.
Winners finals was MW versus VC.
Yeah, grand finals, and Metro Wipeout will only have to win 1 match there, and the winner of this will have to win 2.
Yeah, this just like how generally double elimination brackets work.
Right.
It's just a normal double elimination bracket, really.
Mm-hmm.
With 32 teams, it's just like the typical one.
And in terms of results, Metro Wipeout have been not dominating every single opponent, but they've been winning by a fair margin in each one of their outings. Against Lightspeed 2, they won by 68. Against WZ, actually, in round 2, it was by 54. They defeated their sister team, Metro Wipeout 2, by 112. And the result of MW Vellichor actually is not... I don't actually have that pulled up. It's not on the challenge.
It was a plus 78 for MW.
And VC got a lot of the shocks in that war, but I didn't see too much of what happened. I was just looking at the bagging battle for the most part, but they weren't able to capitalize on the lion's share of the shocks there. Sammy did a very good job on that one, by the way.
MW in the last 2 tournaments finally, I guess, getting their stuff together and like doing what they're capable of, because until like last year, they used to dominate every single tournament and winning nearly all of them. All the ones that they participated in.
Notably,
and when Spring Split happened and they lost to Avail, and then Tournament 1 they got eliminated early, and then same thing in Tournament 2. I was kind of wondering what was going on. Now you can recognize MW again.
Yeah, because I think in terms of pure like raw talent, and they're probably arguably I'd say second best team in the game. Ethereal is definitely up there. They've been dominating every time they played for the most part. But MW, in terms of raw talent, running power, and team chem, they're definitely up there. But they have
just in terms of individual plays, they're crazy.
Yeah, but crazy. They have these wavering performances every once in a while. But recently, they've brought it together. They're in the final of this tournament. But let's pay attention to this race now. Peach Gardens comes out. I would assume. I don't know, actually.
VC, definitely.
VC, okay. Ooh.
Okay.
It didn't look like that green was going to connect. I thought it was a little bit to the side there, but it was good work, I guess, from Casper, backing that when he saw Neo was potentially in his line. Even trade-off, though, as he got redded. Quinn and Jack both pulled shrooms from the looks of it. I don't know who's in first, though.
That's Killua.
Yeah.
I don't think Killua golden, but he's also too far ahead from 2-3, and there's a fib. So he only got a shroom in like third. He didn't get triple shroom.
Yeah.
That fib killed a lot of them, but
in this track, usually in tracks like this, semi-luck tracks, usually the meta is top 2 run and top and bottom 2 bag. But one of the baggers usually in this track, it's good to have them get a 5th place box to pull triple shrooms possibly, and then an 8th place box for a dodge. Looks
like Quinn pulled a shroom in third last set.
And Killua, that's a really good hack, actually. On the choice spot, too. It's really hard to avoid that. If you hop to the left, you hit the flower bed. If you hop to the right, you could potentially hit the wall.
I know. I feel like Casper could have avoided that. I don't know about Quinn.
Yeah, Casper, he was a little bit further away from the green. He could have maybe hopped to the side and gone for like another mini turbo or something. But yeah, good work from Killua to keep his first here. In terms of the shock status, Sammy went funky, so it's hard to say who's who now.
I'm wondering what item does Nia have.
Killua dropped a fib after the blue.
I don't know if that was worth it to use that shroom.
Yeah, it's 50-50 there, but I think it still would have been better to hold it until the...
And WZ Shock and another blue.
Blue chain.
Yeah, definitely nothing just going well for VC.
I don't know if TK... Okay, yeah, TK got a box, I think, on this chain chomp coming around here. Wooly back, potentially, right here. Backs a Nana. Oh, no, he actually gets...
he hit the fib that was there from lap 1.
Oh, okay. You gotta call those out. We've seen that time and time again.
Oh, and Casper again probably could have avoided that, but he reads him. Well, I thought surely that was breaking out on some of the
combo
balls.
too.
Yeah, combo as well.
Looks like TK hit the wall, I think.
Yeah, he got bumped into it, definitely. Don't know whose shot that is,
No,
VC. Okay. Killer only getting like third, maybe. I don't know.
I think this race, that's even actually, but I think slightly favors WZ. I think they might have gone first there because Nico got last and a couple other VC players got mid spots. Hectic ending there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've seen this over and over and over again. Teams tend to forget those back spams, and you cannot have a short attention span in this game. You have to remember that. Easier said than done, of course, because there's a lot going on in this game. This game is half the battle is mentality, but they still got a top 2 out of that. So still a good race there for WZ.
I kind of sucked for the 2 blues. I guess it was good. The first one was a little bit more affordable because of Killer dropped to Fib and Casper that was just going to shoot into first, but the second one at the same time, if he didn't pull a blue, it was probably going to change to Shrooms and probably was going to get into first anyway. So
I think that
and if you had Shrooms, it was probably going to be even easier to like play around that Fib, and if you forget about it, you can just Shroom.
I think in terms of the more powerful, potent item there, it was a blue. Usually, it's better to chain something that can make you catch up, but in that case, there are no shortcuts until like later on in the track. And yeah, blue there was pretty solid chain there, but TK wasn't able to avoid that Fib from lap 1.
Because blue, I guess Shrooms would have definitely got him first, but at the same time, blue is killing the other team much more. So
yeah, DK Mountain coming out here from WZ. Top 2. Third is usually the better starting spot in terms of taking the best line, but second could potentially swerve slightly to break that up, and I think that's what second does. In terms of the lead here, it's a 70-point lead for WZ going into race 10 here. Race 10. It is race 10. But anyway, for the most part...
this is race 9. They reset the room.
Right, correct. Okay, that's on me. TK using a start early on. Interesting. I think I would have held that maybe. Maybe he was forced to use it. I'm not sure.
Red switch out. Don't know what happened to Kilo and somebody else dying. Okay. Didn't even catch that.
TK might have gotten redded out by Sane, I think.
Yeah. No, but Sane also... Whoa, okay.
And that's annoying.
Did Sane red his teammate after shortcut?
I couldn't see.
I think he might have. What is bottom 2 doing? So, did somebody DC again?
It looks like someone did.
Anybody behind Killer. There's no resets anymore. If it's Nico DCing again, BC can't reset anymore.
I see. Yeah, and WZ are still occupying top 3 here. They were able to run that pretty effectively. And I guess now the onus is on Neo or Sane to just keep chaining boxes and potentially pulling a blue, but even that could be risky. You could pull a TC and it's going to be even worse for them. Sammy's going to have to risk boxes at this point. He's going to have to just keep chaining.
Yeah, but keep in mind that the next 2 races is going to be a 4v5.
Yeah, because they don't have a reset. That's true, too. Neither bagger have the shock, I don't think.
Ooh. Queen died to TC. I don't know what he tried to do with his golden. He first got
the pack's tightening up a little bit. I think we saw blue on Jack there just based on first spinning out in the mini-map. So I'm surprised the pack's still this tight because lap 2 they were slightly broken. I'm not sure what happened to some of those top spots. Sane is in 3rd, but Jack's still 1st.
Ooh, that's nice, but I don't know if you saw it. That was great.
That was actually sick. Oh, Casper opts to back. They're potentially comboing Neo there, or not Neo, Sane. Yeah. Backs the bomb on a Neo. Still going to be a top 3 for WZ.
Yeah, top 3-5. So yeah, it's going to be a huge lead for WZ and 5v4 for 2 more races.
I mean, it was looking like a potential damage control race for VC there, despite WZ being top 3 for the most part going into lap 3. I think there were a couple of blues coming out. That's maybe why the pack was starting to get closer. But Sane got killed, and there was a back bomb on Neo that pretty much just secured it. I think it was a backspam potentially from either Jack or TK onto. It can be really hard to avoid backspams in the cut section. And
oh wait, Quinn got 7th. I was sure I saw him in 5th. Okay.
I think he got backed as well. I think Sane backed him, and then Sane got backed right after.
Mega, I don't know.
It was
Sane was in a Mega. Maybe Mega did. Don't know.
Yeah, that was. Oh, he drove off in 5th. Apparently, yeah, he got killed right before the cut, so that was what I was referring to. But then he drove off after that. So, but still, though, this is dominant on the side of WZ. I don't see VC coming back from this. Mathematically, still possible, but with a 4v5, no, no, I don't.
It wasn't gonna happen winning 5v5. Let's be real.
Yeah, even with the 5v5 though, I mean, it was still all WZ this match. And I'm seeing Sprixie WZ Gentleman's Reset Kappa. I mean, yeah, maybe, but I don't know. At this level, you kind of just want to just go with what you got.
At the same time, you don't really want to waste that much time. I don't think VC would be going back in.
And plus, they delayed this match about 20 minutes or so. We delayed the casting team delayed it a little bit too to set up the stream. So I don't think they want to wait even longer. They just want to get it over with and get right onto the final against Metro Light.
Yeah, just pick GV2 already. Come on. What's this track? Come on.
GV2, LC, MC3. Rainbow Road though coming out here, and we'll see. Quinn gets TC'd, so that could be maybe something to potentially change the race around. But Casper opting not to go for the cut. I mean, it's not that much of a time saver if you have a golden. If you have shrooms, it will save some time. Top 2 here going into this next ramp section. It can be a little iffy. You can get bumped around, possibly bumped off.
Nana was scary.
Yeah, especially with that Nana there. But all the runners avoided potential bumps and whatnot. Neo maybe could back this. Oh, interesting draft.
Oh, how did he avoid that?
Very good reaction time there from Casper. But at the expense of hitting the wall, and now VT are top 2.
It's way better than getting bombed.
Of course. Good backspam from Neo. Back to that wide, actually. Jack went wide to avoid a potential tight backspam.
No, that was in Fib as well.
Yeah, so there's a Fib tight, I think, back from Killua there. Double backspams are very useful in certain tracks, and VC utilizing that very well, but still second for Casper.
Ooh, that scared me for a second. I thought it was going to fall off.
Casper taking the top path. He does have separation from third, so taking the top path can be good in order to avoid a potential backspam, and because back greens can be really sketchy on the left path going into like the last boost panel or the last ramp. It can be really hard to avoid those greens. You could potentially hop off.
You avoid them, but at the same time, you cannot call them for your teammates. So it's kind of like
well, if it's a back green, it'll travel off the track. But if it's a Fib, then yeah, your teammate will go into it blind.
It's like Nana's most scary probably. Fib, they can probably react in time to it. Nana, I don't know. You can probably not even see it.
Neither bagger risking the shot. Maybe the spots are mixed here. Well, no, VC have slightly better spots here. Sammy goes forward.
I feel like VC's holding blue.
Yeah, that's true too. At this rate, in a track that's almost 3 minutes long, you'd expect at least one blue.
And Casper might get blue in the line, maybe potentially.
Nah, he was a little close.
No, they did. It looks like they weren't even holding it.
Yeah, 2-3-4 for WZ there. I'm not sure what happened to Neo. I think maybe he got redded out of cannon or something like that. I couldn't quite see because he was third going into the aftermath of the cannon. But yeah, WZ securing another race. I mean, VC, they won like maybe one race. I don't even know if they won a race.
They won TF. They got top 2 in TF.
Oh, yeah.
They got a big race and that's it. Every other race was at least like a +9 for WZ at worst.
WZ in complete control for the most part.
There was that one 3, 4, 5, 6 race. I don't remember what track it was, but yeah.
It was DKS, I think. Yeah, DKS. Because WZ took double and got into top 2, I think. But yeah. Do you have anything else to say about this match? I'm pretty sure we've hit up on a lot of the points. We still got 2 races left, of course, but it's well and done already.
I don't know. Like at first, you could spot what was going wrong for VC, like not using the shock well, or not getting it at all, or maybe not getting the right items at the beginning, or maybe not getting the track picks. But the second half of the war, I really don't understand what really happened. Maybe I don't think they would have gave up so early.
Well, I'm going to separate into thirds. The first third of the war so far has been WD getting track picks and maintaining top spots. Second half was a couple of plays that VC either made or didn't made that could have changed the races around dramatically. But like, for example, DDR calling the shock last set, even though the pack was still really tight, and they only dodged in 1 bill, and WD got a second shock. That's, for example, one thing. And then the third half...
GV, they felt rock.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, and GV was the race that they got 3, 4, 5, 6. But
yeah. And then the third of the war was pretty much WZ just dominating, running away.
And yeah, they're also 4v5, so you know.
That's also killer for VC.
They played 4 races 4v5. The two races that Nika pit on results, and then MC3, and the other one, the one right before this one that I already forgot what it was.
Casper backing his life here, which I guess is not a horrible idea in this track, because in this track you can catch up pretty easily with shrooms, goldens, and potentially a star if you have to force use it early. But yeah, good work from him to avoid the TC as well. WZ breaking a little bit because of those back spams from Casper, but we'll see if the shot can maybe change around the race possibly.
I don't know if I agree with this golden usage. I would have gone for the other golden shot so that you could have got an item at the end.
Yeah. But then it could have been that WZ had the shock there, but then VC just dodged the star there anyway.
No, but exactly if you have the shock, you use the golden early so you can maybe call yourself into boxes or getting something else at the last set. I don't know.
Of course, individually, it's better to use the golden later on in the track so that you don't risk any like anything can happen in the last turn. You can get backspin.
Yeah, the golden shot he took is definitely better for lap 1, but here you won. Like I think it would have been better to use it to cut the second turn.
Yeah. So
that you get another item at last set.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, WZ is already, they already ran away with this, and this is a good showing from them. I'd say they done well with whatever items they got. They did well with their track picks. VC didn't play horribly, but there were certain tracks certain races that they could have changed something around, but either made the wrong play or made a mistake, like missing Rock and GV, for example. And Skyleaf also did a decent job against Sammy. I think the bagging battle was even, but in the tracks that Skyleaf got the shock, WZ were able to either run away with the race, even because they were already top spots, or shock last second and get back up there.
Yeah, I feel like WZ got a few more shocks and were able to use it much better.
Mm-hmm. VC used most of the shocks effectively. It was just the DDR shock that was a little iffy. But
the one on GV was good. TF was great. TF that was really good. Don't remember what a shock they got actually, but there were a few shockless races.
Yeah, there was DKS was shockless, even though Skyleaf made the strat.
They got shock on Gardens at the very end, and on MC3 they also got the shock. So that's 5. Pretty sure WZ got about 5 as well. Surely, maybe 6 because there were a few races where there were 2 shocks.
Yeah, there are certain wars in which like the main talking point is like who had more shocks and who there were like the team with more shocks was able to change the races around, or like maybe one team makes a bunch of mistakes and that's the reason why they lost. The main talking point of this war, I'd say WZ just keeping their top spots very well. It was very hard. It was very hard to get them out of top spots, and whenever they did get their track picks, they did get a lion's share of it. They were able to hold top spots.
Sometimes I think like BC couldn't even do anything about it. Like
if
you get I don't know, BCW top 3. Starting in top 3 if you get a BCW track pick and you didn't get I guess thinking back about the BCW race, you remember when they used the POW and they didn't T-POW any of them?
Right. Yeah.
There's one more thing that like we could have changed the race by a lot, and it's usually like some mistakes that can be fine, and that they happen. But if they happen in one war, the point difference is going to be too much.
Let's say for VC there was little room for error because WZ was running a lot of the races, and WZ, like for example, VC with the POW didn't get anybody, and then making like a couple of errors too that didn't allowed for WZ to maintain the top spots, but overall just very solid performance from WZ. And
very very well deserved win. There's no way you win by 100. It's only based on luck. There's no chance.
Right. Yeah. VC doing well with the shocks for the most part, aside from DDR. Like you said, GV, it was a shock for damage control because they shot early.
How did Casper get into first? I don't know if you're still watching.
It was a shock, and then
but he didn't dodge. Top 2 dodged, and he didn't. He got into first.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention. That's on me. But yeah, that was
what were you saying?
Fib attempt, lap 2 from Casper, but it bounced off the ceiling.
The ceiling.
Another shot coming in here. Trying to think, I cannot see what happened in the back there. Insane.
It looks like a 1-3-4 for WC.
Yeah, just to top it all off. Solid performance from WZ for sure.
Yeah, again, more than solid. They did great.
Indeed. And Dino coming in, just tuning into the cast.
Probably wondering what happened.
Yeah, too long, don't read. WZ just played. They just played their cards right pretty much every time. They ran effectively. They used their shocks well. VC they didn't play poorly at all, but there were times in which they could have changed the races around, but they didn't. And a couple of their shocks were used for damage control because WZ were already broken away.
On top of that, add some track picks, some track picks lack of blues at times, disconnections, and there you have it.
4v5 for VC for like 4 races.
5 races because they didn't even let Nico play last race just to make it quick.
Yeah, so we pretty much already hit up on everything. So right away, we're gonna transition into Metro Wipeout versus WollywogZ. We will take a short break actually, but when we return, it'll be Grand Finals of MKPS Weekend Tournament number 4, Metro Wipeout versus WollywogZ. Again, Metro Wipeout only need to win 1, and WollywogZ has to win 2. It'll be myself and Thunder casting the finals. So, on behalf of MK Boards, I'm Jaggy.
I'm Sal.
See you guys shortly.
Goodbye.